Well, friends, this is it. We have finished The Little Prince. It's our book that we've spent about a month working through, maybe a little bit more. And here I am showing you the last page in the book. So we saw at the end, I can show you. We saw at the end the little prince and the pilot went out into the desert. This is the little prince walking alone here. You'll see some underlinings, some lines going under the words. Those are markings from my sister and some are from me. This one is the little prince sitting down when he gets frightened. Oh, this is a sad picture. This one says, this is when he falls down. It says he fell gently the way a tree falls. There wasn't even a sound because of the sand. So I warned you, I warned you a couple weeks ago that this was a sad book. The ending is maybe a little bit confusing, and I wish we could all talk about it together. But I hope you're able to talk about it with your mom or your dad. Yeah, and we'll talk about it a little bit, or I'll talk about it a little bit as we draw our picture today. It'll be a short picture today, since Tuesdays was so very long. My goodness. We'll do a short, easy picture today, but I wanted us at least to be able to talk about it a little bit. So this is the very end. I'll reread this part of it to you. This is the very end of the story. For me, this is the loveliest and saddest landscape in the world. It's the same landscape as the one I drew on the preceding page, but I've drawn it one more time in order to be sure that you see it clearly. It is here that the little prince appeared on earth and then disappeared. Look at this landscape carefully to be sure of recognizing it if you should travel to Africa someday in the desert. And if you happen to pass by here, I beg you not to hurry past. Wait a little, just under the star. And then if a child comes to you, if he laughs, if he has golden hair, if he doesn't answer your questions, you will know who he is. If this should happen, be kind. Don't let me go on being so sad. Send word that he's come back. So I wanted to show you that picture from our story. And we're going to do what the pilot says here. We're going to make sure that we remember it in case you ever go to Africa in the desert. Maybe not. Maybe you won't go to Africa in the desert, but I think it's good to pay attention to pictures like that anyway. Especially if somebody asks you to, right? If somebody says, please pay attention to this. It's good to pay attention. It's good to remember. So here's our picture. Like I said, it's very simple. All we've got are those two hills and the sand, the sky, and the little star. There's a little princess planet twinkling above. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with our orange. And we're just going to draw one line, one curved line going down. So let's do that first. One curved line going down. And then the other one is going to go here. Now let's see. I can make those lines nice and dark. I might even do it a few times here. I wonder what you thought about the story. So I told you this a week or two ago when I was your age. I did not like this story. I liked it up until the end, and then I thought the ending was too sad. And I didn't like being sad, so I didn't like it. Maybe you won't like it. That's okay. You don't have to like it. But you should think about it. Now, while I'm talking, I'm just going to be coloring this, so you can color with me. We're just using our orange to color in the sand. It's good to think about it. I wonder what you thought about all that, about the essential things being invisible, about what's important about somebody, or what's important about something, being something that maybe you can't see with your eyes. I wonder if you have anything like that in your life. Anything in your life that you think is super important, but it would be hard to explain it to somebody. because it's not something that you can really look at, or maybe it's not something that looks very important, but to you it's important. I wonder if you have anything like that. Well, I've got my orange. I'm going to do the star, and it's going to be over this side of the hill. So I'll just take my finger here and go straight up. My star's going to be right about there. There's a few different ways to do stars like we've talked about. I'm going to do mine like this. I'll just color that middle part in. It's a surprising ending, isn't it, in our story? We don't read a lot of stories that end that way, where you're not really sure what happened or how it worked. Let's take our blue, and we're going to do the sky. But the pilot, the man who's telling the story, he sure seems to think that the little prince made it home okay. Remember what he said? He said in the morning he didn't see any sign of the little prince. So it wasn't like he died and left his body there. Somehow that body was also gone. And so the pilot is believing that the little prince got back to his planet. And he's really only worried about the sheep, right? Remember how the pilot forgot to draw a strap for the muzzle? Do you know what a muzzle is? A muzzle is sort of like a cage that goes over an animal's mouth. You strap it on so it can't bite. So he was going to give a muzzle for the sheep so that the sheep wouldn't eat the flour, but he forgot to do the strap on it. So he's a little worried that maybe the sheep ate the flour. And that would be sad, wouldn't it? Let's take our yellow. We'll do the rest of the... I'm just going to color yellow over the sand here. I wonder what you think happened to the sheep and the flower. The little prince was gone for a whole year. I wonder what the flower was doing during all that time. Oops. I guess she had butterflies to keep her company. Hopefully the little prince got back and found everything just fine. You know, no baobabs taking over or anything like that. I wonder what you think happened. Maybe his extinct volcano comes back. That'd be exciting. You know, I bet the pilot felt really sad at the end of the story. He sounded sad, didn't he? It's sad to lose friends. We'll take our purple and we're going to color the sky. Same as we did with blue. We're just going to color using the side of our crayon just over the blue. Watch out for the sand and the star as we go. But sometimes it helps us feel a little bit better, a little bit not as sad, to talk about the things that make us sad, doesn't it? I think the pilot was feeling very sad until he told the story. I think telling the story made him feel a little bit better. Sometimes it just feels good to talk about things, right? You ever felt sad about something that you needed to talk to somebody about? And then maybe when you talked to them about it, maybe you felt a little bit better, even though the thing itself still made you kind of sad. Sometimes just talking about it helps. I wonder if you're feeling sad about anything right now. Or maybe this week. I don't know. I hope not, but maybe. It's okay to be sad sometimes. I hope you talk about it, though, with somebody you trust. Maybe your mom or your dad, your sister or brother, maybe a friend. It helps to talk about it. Well, if your picture is done, then that is pretty much it, isn't it? Like I said, easy picture, but I think important to do. So, my friends, I will have one more project for you to do on Tuesday, and then we will be finished. But this is it for the Little Prince right now. We're not going to have a story next time, but we will have one more project. So I hope you like your pictures. I hope you get to keep them. You've done great work. I've really loved seeing all of your pictures. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.